February. It's been a long time since then. Now, I think we should start by saying whether I actually liked this TV show. I didn't like WandaVision at all. I thought it was really stupid. So, is this show better than WandaVision? Yes, it actually is better than WandaVision. I was really surprised that I liked this show better than WandaVision. So, show is better than WandaVision. I would rather watch this show than WandaVision. Let's talk about some things that this show does quite well. Most of the characters in this show are pretty good. They are all likable to an extent. I think my favorite character from this show, and probably my favorite character in Phase 4 thus far, is Zemo. He is just an absolute badass. He went from, hey, nobody cares about this character, to top 5 characters of mine. He's just so cool, and I hope that they do more with him, since he is quite an interesting villain with a interesting ideology. Then we have the main characters of this show, Winter Soldier, or Bucky, and the Falcon, or Sam. These characters are pretty beloved. They have pretty good chemistry when they are together, and they have a couple good jokes here. Then we have the new Captain America. This isn't a spoiler, so because it's in the trailers. There is a new Captain America who isn't Sam. I believe his last name is Smith, Sam Smith. I actually really like this character as well. I know you're meant to hate him, but I like him because you're meant to hate him. It's the love-hate relationship. They do a good job of making you sort of dislike this Captain America. starts to get good. I think the story of this is pretty good. We have Sam trying to grapple whether he wants to be Captain America or not. We have Bucky, who is sort of struggling with his past, and so these two come together in order to stop a lot of different villains, actually. But it's pretty good. The acting as well is good. There is a specific scene with Bucky where his acting is superb, better than most Marvel actors. In addition, this TV show, very much feels like it's from Marvel. You know, when you just watch something, you can tell who made it. You could really tell that this show is made by Marvel and is in the MCU, which has its positives and negatives. So, yeah, in this show, they're really pulling their cards to their chest. They're punching with the ways they know how to punch. What? Okay. The music as well is also pretty good. It's not like fantastic, but it's good enough. However, there were a couple things that could have been improved. Let's say, give some constructive criticism. There were two characters in particular that I just could not care less about. The first character is a character named Shannon, the blonde hair lady. I don't even know who she is. I don't know where she's from. Apparently she's been with the Avengers for a long time. Not sure. Don't care. Second is the main villain, called the Flag Smashers. Don't even know her name. She is the leader of their group. I just don't like her at all either. The show also introduces a lot of interesting sort of plot lines involved, and it does it pretty well. I know I'm listing this in the negatives. It's not negative, I just forgot to list it in the positives. So we're going back into the positives now. So that's the positive I forgot. Is there any other negatives in the show besides those two characters? Yes, there is. I think the last episode I felt was a little bit rushed in certain areas. I'm not going to spoil anything right now, but there are a couple character moments that don't really feel that earned, because they were just juggling too many plot points at once. So I felt there were certain scenes that could have been improved or more fleshed out in the last episode. There was also this plot line of Sam's family and their boat. I don't know, I just found this incredibly boring. First of all, I find it hilarious how Tony Stark, the billionaire, does not give superheroes a paycheck. Kind of an asshole move thing to do. Let's return to our playform here. Let's open up a different color this time. We will do blue this time for America. Red, white, and blue, yeah. So, I was not very interested in the boat plotline. There was one last thing I would like to mention before I give my rating. If you watch many sort of political pop culture YouTubers, let's say, even though they don't claim to be political, people like The Quartering One or such, of that nature. Not saying there's an issue with that, but they have made videos about how Winter Soldier and the Falcon are shoving leftist propaganda down their people's throats and taking a political stance and supporting the BLM movement. And they're like always talking about how huge ratings have dropped and people have stopped watching the show. As someone who actually watched the show, Jesus Christ, this thing's falling apart. As someone who watched the show, actually I'll leave you in suspense. As someone who actually watched the show, I will say, these channels have sort of blown this out of proportion, I would say. I'll explain all sort of BLM race-related issues. The first one is Sam gets pulled over by a cop because he's talking to Bucky in an aggressive way. That happens in real life. Second, there is a scene towards the end where Sam is questioning the fact whether America would accept a black Captain America. Now, to kind of Marvel's credit, there is a storyline of this in the comics I've seen, and it does seem a little bit far-fetched to say that maybe government officials would be upset, but I think most people wouldn't care. In fact, most people would probably support it, knowing America's current political climate now. Though it is a legitimate question to ask. And also that needs to be taken by a grain of salt, because that was told by a older black gentleman who may not understand sort of America in today and may be stuck based on his past experiences. I won't spoil it, but there was probably another reason why Sam has self-doubt. There is also immigration being dealt with here. However, that is it. It's not really a integral part of the story. It's more of a side plot. However, that is all I can say about Captain America, God damn it, Falcon, and the Winter Soldier. Overall, I would give this show a 7 out of 10. WandaVision was a 5. This is a 7. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I guess we can talk a little bit about spoilers now, so I will give you your chance to leave the video. There are a couple of specific scenes I actually really like in this show. First of all, probably the best sort of moment of this show is when John Walker, the new Captain America, kills somebody in broad daylight, and he has like blood on half the shield. I was not expecting, little old Disney, the mouse, the King Mouse, to allow such a scene to happen. But I really liked that scene in particular. I like what they did with some of the Wakandan stuff here. They should have showed more of Bucky's time in Wakanda, what he was doing basically in rehab by this Wakandan soldier who he has a close bond with. There is the older black gentleman I referenced Walker sort of plays this almost anti-hero, like he means well, but he's a little bit hot-headed. And so I'm glad they didn't kill them, and they decided to make him the U.S. agent. I had mentioned that I felt some of the things in the last episode was a little bit rushed, and this did include John Walker. In the last episode, John was essentially on the path to revenge because Battlestar was killed. However, he switched very quickly to sort of on the side of protecting people, and I think we should have had a little bit more time of John sort of going back and forth on whether to do the right thing or to get revenge. So I think he sort of switched too fast for my liking. I like what they did with Zemo. I am also glad they did not kill him as well, so they can bring him back at any convenient time when he is needed for sort of a villainous role. Even though, yeah, he isn't really a villain, he is more like a hero. Kind of. He's more of an anti-hero in this. He works with heroes, but I'm glad what they did with him. I was gonna walk in making fun of him, but I actually walked out being very happy what they did with him. And then Sharon, I don't know what her name is, the blonde lady. She is revealed to be like this super secret villain. I believe her name's like the Lore Keeper or something. Towards the end of the series, setting up a new villain in the MCU. I guess for like a more grounded story, since she really isn't that powerful. The Taskmaster, no, what were their names? The Flag Smasher leader was killed, which I was quite happy with because I don't like her character at all, even though I've always been someone who wants Marvel to keep their villains alive. I thought this one was good enough to sort of let die. I also like what they did with the super serum here. They have this interesting idea that the superhero, the super soldier serum, makes you more of what you already are. So, in, I guess, Steve Rogers' case, he is more patriotic, more brave, and more smart, I don't know. And in John Walker's case, because he does take the serum, he is sort of more hot-headed, more rage-induced, I guess. And I guess in the Flag Smasher's case, they are more willing to do whatever it takes to do what gets done to sort of support their cause of having people, I don't know, be re-snapped. They think it's better before the blip. No, 7 out of 10. I will see you next time. I love you. I will not give my channel to the United States government because I know they will just give it